Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Unscripted. We are so happy to have you here with us today. I'm Sam.
And I'm Lita. If you've been following our journey, you know we've talked about shopping, morning routines, and coffee culture. But today we are leaving the house. We are leaving the city. Actually, we might even be leaving the country.
That's right. Today's topic is everyone's favorite daydream. We are talking about travel and adventure. Just saying the word travel makes me feel excited. It makes me want to pack my bags right now. Lita, do you have the travel bug?
Oh, absolutely. I have a serious case of wanderlust. Wanderlust is a beautiful German word we use in English. It means a strong desire to travel and explore the world. I think I spend half my day just looking at maps and flight tickets online. What about you, Sam? What kind of traveler are you?
That is a good question. I think there are two main types of travelers. Type A is the relaxer. They want to go to a beach, lie in the sun, drink a cold juice, and do absolutely nothing for a week. Type B is the adventurer. They want to hike mountains, jump out of planes, and explore jungles. I am definitely a relaxer.
Really? I am the complete opposite. I am 100% an adventurer. If I go to a beach for 7 days, I will be bored out of my mind after 2 hours. I need action. I need to see museums, walk through old cities, and maybe get lost in a forest. I want to come home tired but happy.
See, that sounds exhausting to me. My life is already busy. When I go on vacation, I want to recharge my battery. I want to sleep without setting an alarm. But I respect your style, Lita. It is very brave. But tell me, how do you plan your trips? Are you organized?
I am very organized. I love making an itinerary. An itinerary is a detailed plan of your trip. Day 1, go to the museum. Day 2, eat at this famous restaurant. Day 3, take a train to the next city. I like to know exactly where I am sleeping every night. I hate uncertainty.
Wow, an itinerary. That sounds like work. I am much more spontaneous. Spontaneous means doing things without planning, just following your feelings in the moment. I usually book a flight and a hotel for the first night. After that, who knows? I ask the locals, hey, where should I go? And I just follow their advice.
That gives me anxiety just hearing it. What if all the hotels are full? What if you get stuck in the middle of nowhere? I need security, but I guess that's the beauty of travel. Everyone does it differently. But Sam, before we even leave, we have to deal with the most stressful part, packing.
Oh, I hate packing. It is the worst. I always have the same problem. I overpack. Overpacking means putting too many things in your suitcase. I always think, what if it rains? What if I need a suit? What if I need 5 pairs of shoes? And then I arrive and I only wear the same t-shirt and jeans every day.
I used to overpack too, but now I try to be a minimalist. I only bring a carry-on bag, no big, heavy suitcases to check in. It makes moving around airports so much easier. You don't have to wait at the baggage claim carousel for an hour praying that your bag didn't get lost.
You are very disciplined. Okay, so the bags are packed, we call a taxi, we drive to the airport. The airport is a strange place. It is full of emotions. You see people crying because they're saying goodbye. You see people hugging because they're welcoming someone home. It is very human.
It is, but it's also very stressful. You have to go through security, you have to take off your belt, take off your shoes, take your laptop out of the bag. Everyone is rushing, and then you have to find your gate. Gate A5. No, wait, it changed to gate B20. You have to run across the terminal.
And don't forget the overpriced food. A sandwich at the airport costs 3 times more than a sandwich in the city, but we pay for it anyway because we're hungry and stuck. But finally, you sit at the gate. You hear the announcement, now boarding Group 1. That feeling of walking down the tunnel to the plane, it is magical.
I love the takeoff, the moment the engines roar and you feel the speed pushing you back into your seat. And then liftoff. You look out the window and the cars look like toys. The houses look like Monopoly pieces. Suddenly, your problems feel very small. You're in the clouds.
Unless you have a crying baby next to you, then your problems feel very big and loud. But yes, flying is amazing. But Lita, traveling isn't just about the fun parts. Sometimes things go wrong. We call these travel mishaps. Have you ever had a disaster while traveling?
Oh, absolutely. Once I went to Italy. I was so excited to eat authentic pizza. But on the first day, I got lost. My phone battery died, so I had no map. I didn't speak Italian. I walked around for 3 hours in the rain. I finally found a hotel, but it wasn't my hotel. The receptionist was very kind, though. She drew me a map on a napkin.
That sounds scary, but also kind of like a movie scene. Getting lost is actually the best way to discover a city. You see things that aren't in the guidebooks. I remember once I missed a connecting flight in London. I was stuck in the airport for 10 hours. I ended up making friends with a group of musicians who were also stuck. We played cards and ate snacks all night. It turned a bad situation into a funny memory.
That is the spirit of adventure. You have to be flexible. If you get angry every time something goes wrong, you will hate traveling. You have to laugh at the chaos. But Sam, let's talk about arriving. The moment you step out of the airport in a new country, what's the first thing you notice?
The smell. Every country has a different smell. Sometimes it's the smell of spices, sometimes it's the ocean, sometimes it's traffic fumes. And then the language. Hearing people speak a language you don't understand is fascinating. It reminds you that you're far from home. We call this feeling culture shock.
Culture shock can be intense. Everything is different. The food, the money, the way people drive, even the way people greet each other. In some countries, they shake hands. In others, they bow. In some, they kiss on the cheek. If you don't know the rules, it can be awkward.
Definitely. I once tried to hug someone in a country where that is not common. They looked at me like I was attacking them. I felt so embarrassed, but that is how we learn. We have to be respectful and observe. Learning about other cultures makes us more open-minded. It breaks down stereotypes.
I couldn't agree more. Mark Twain, the famous writer, once said, "Travel is fatal to prejudice." When you meet people from other parts of the world, you realize that deep down, we're all very similar. We all want to be happy, safe, and loved. We just eat different breakfasts.
Speaking of breakfast, food is a huge part of travel for me. I'm a foodie. A foodie is someone who loves food and looks for new food experiences. When I travel, my diet stops. Calories don't count on vacation. I want to try the street food, the fancy restaurants, everything. Are you adventurous with food, Lita?
Mostly yes. I will try almost anything once. I have eaten snails in France, which were actually delicious with garlic butter. I've eaten sushi in Japan, but I draw the line at insects. I don't think I could eat a fried cricket, even if it is a local delicacy. I just can't do it.
I tried a fried cricket once. It was crunchy. Not much taste, just texture. But I'm glad I tried it. And it makes for a good story. And that is what travel gives us, stories. When we are old, sitting in our rocking chairs, we won't remember the days we spent in the office. We will remember the day we got lost in Rome or the day we climbed a mountain in Peru.
Since we are talking about stories, accommodation is often where the funniest stories happen. Where do you usually stay, Sam? Are you a five-star hotel person, or do you prefer something more adventurous like a hostel or camping?
Oh, please. Camping? Me? Sleeping on the ground with bugs? No, thank you. I am definitely a hotel person. I love the feeling of walking into a clean hotel room. The white sheets, the little soaps in the bathroom, the room service. To me, a vacation means being comfortable. I want a concierge to book my dinner reservations. I want a pool with a bar. I work hard, so I want to be pampered.
Pampered means treated with extreme kindness and care, like a baby or a king. That sounds nice, Sam, but it can be a bit lonely. I actually prefer staying in hostels. A hostel is a budget accommodation where you often share a room with other travelers. You sleep in bunk beds. It is not luxurious, but it is extremely social. You meet people from Australia, Brazil, Canada, all in the common room. You cook together, play games, and share travel tips.
Sharing a room with strangers? Listening to someone snore all night? That sounds like a nightmare to me. I value my privacy too much, but I do see the appeal for younger travelers or solo travelers. It's a great way to make friends. But lately, I've also tried vacation rentals, like Airbnb. It's nice to have a whole apartment, maybe a kitchen to cook breakfast. It feels more like living like a local.
That is true. Living like a local is the goal, but sometimes it's hard to avoid the tourist traps. A tourist trap is a place that attracts many tourists, is usually very crowded, and charges very high prices for low-quality things. Think of the restaurants right next to the Eiffel Tower or the Colosseum. They are rarely authentic.
Exactly. My rule is never eat at a restaurant that has pictures of the food on the menu outside. That is a huge red flag. I usually walk 2 or 3 streets away from the main attraction. That's where you find the real food, the places where the grandmothers are cooking. It's cheaper and tastes a million times better.
Great advice. Also, speaking of tourist behavior, let's talk about photos. We live in the age of Instagram. I see people traveling just to take the perfect selfie. They don't even look at the monument with their eyes. They only look at it through their phone screen. It makes me a bit sad.
I'm guilty of this sometimes. You want to capture the memory, but there's a balance. If you're busy trying to get the perfect lighting and the perfect angle, you miss the actual experience. You miss the breeze, the sounds, the feeling of being there. My advice is take the photo quickly, then put the phone away and just breathe it in.
Agreed. Another challenge we face is the language barrier. Even if you speak English, which is the global language, not everyone understands it. Have you ever had a funny misunderstanding because of language?
Oh, many times. Once in Japan, I wanted to buy spicy chicken. I didn't know the word for spicy or chicken, so I stood in the middle of the store, flapping my arms like a bird and making cluck-cluck noises, then pretending to breathe fire. The shopkeeper looked terrified, but then he laughed and gave me the chicken. Body language is universal.
That is hilarious. I can imagine you doing the chicken dance. But technology helps a lot now. We have Google Translate. You can point your camera at a menu and it translates the text instantly. It feels like science fiction. But I still try to learn a few basic phrases before I go. Hello, thank you, please, and where's the bathroom? Locals really appreciate it when you try to speak their language, even if you have a terrible accent.
It shows respect. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. That's a famous idiom. It means you should follow the customs of the place you're visiting. If they take off their shoes indoors, you take off your shoes. If they eat dinner at 10 p.m., you eat dinner at 10 p.m. Don't complain that it's different from home. That's the point.
Before the trip ends, we usually want to bring something back. Souvenirs. What kind of souvenirs do you buy, San? Are you a fridge magnet collector?
I admit it. I'm a magnet guy. My refrigerator is covered in them. London, Paris, Tokyo, Cairo. It's cliché, I know, but every time I open the fridge to get milk, I see the magnet and I smile. It reminds me of the trip. What about you? Do you buy t-shirts?
No magnets for me. I try to buy something handmade by a local artist, maybe a piece of pottery, a scarf, or a painting, something that I can put in my house that has a story behind it. I hate buying those cheap plastic keychains that are made in a factory halfway across the world. I want to support the local economy.
That's very thoughtful. But eventually, the vacation must end. The sad part, going to the airport to fly home. You feel heavy. You don't want to go back to work, to emails, to the alarm clock. We call this the post-vacation blues.
The blues. It's a real feeling. You come home and your house feels quiet. You unpack your suitcase and you smell the laundry from the trip. It's nostalgic. But I think coming home is also nice. Sleeping in your own bed again, seeing your friends, and you come back changed. You're not the same person who left.
That's deep, Lita, but it's true. Travel expands your mind. It makes you realize how big the world is and how small your problems are. And the best cure for the post-vacation blues is simply planning the next trip.
That's the spirit. So, listeners, we want to hear from you. We've talked a lot about our preferences, but what about yours? What's your dream destination? If you could snap your fingers and be anywhere in the world right now, where would you be?
Would you be on a tropical island in the Maldives, or skiing in the Swiss Alps, or maybe exploring the busy streets of New York City? Tell us in the comments. We love reading your travel dreams. Maybe you'll inspire our next vacation.
And let us know if you're team hotel, like Sam, or team hostel, like me. We can have a debate in the comment section.
Thank you for joining us on this imaginary trip around the world. We hope you enjoyed the journey. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep speaking English. Safe travels, everyone.
Goodbye. See you next time.